everyone, welcome back to This Perfect Mess. My name is Shiro Jogena, and once again, I am joined by my boyfriend,
Dennis.
And we are going to be talking about what we learned from our breakups. And if you haven't watched our other videos, like how we met, it's going to give you a sneak peek on what this is about. And yeah, maybe by talking about it, it might help someone. And
yeah, sure, we would like, I mean, we don't mind sharing, and hopefully it will help someone.
Yeah, so I'll go first.
Okay.
My first point was never readjust your life and goals to fit a relationship, especially when it's too soon.
Okay, that's what we learned from our previous relationships, right?
It could be whichever breakup, because
okay.
Yeah, you know, like the saying, they say sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. Sometimes those breakups teach us lessons and stuff. So.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So anyway, so okay.
Yeah, so I learned not to readjust my life because I feel, I don't know whether it's me, but women who are watching this, please tell me in the comment section below whether it has happened to you. I know sometimes women have this, I think it's just like every girl want to get married, they want to have like this fairy tale and stuff. So when you get into a relationship, even before like you see the commitment of this person, they just like maybe say it in passing and you start visualizing and you start like, like for example, in my case, I'll say there was this relationship I was in, and I was trying to apply for masters to study abroad and stuff. And then I get into it, and all of a sudden I give up applications.
Oh, so the guy kind of messed up your goals.
Yeah, you feel like you're supposed to stick here because, if I go, what will happen? I think there are things that change, of course. There are things that change, but don't
don't jump
overturn
into
your life immediately.
Too quickly. Yeah, especially like at the early stage. You know, when the guy might be like just totally pretending and playing, and just trying to get his way with you. So
yeah, you need to. I think for me, what I learned is you need to first know what someone is made of. Like, is what they are saying what they mean? Are they true to themselves? Are they true to you? And then before then, just go on with your plans. And also, remember, like we were discussing the other day, I think if someone is really into you and into your, because there's someone that's into you like physically, they want what you can give, like like that. But then I think if someone loves you, they will love you and love your goals, and they won't put a pause to your goals and dreams.
They would listen to you, and they would try to help you with your goals, and not just trying to change you, you know, like, you know, your goals is crap, you know, why don't you just do this instead, you know, stay at home and cook. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it also applies to you know, to male perspective as well, you know. So, well, that's a good point. Are you done with that one?
Yeah,
I made a list because, you know, it's kind of like easy to do it this way. For me, I'm kind of similar point. Don't fall for her too quickly. Make sure that the love is mutual.
Yeah.
Now, for me, my previous relationship, I kind of fell for her head over heels, you know, too quickly. I literally made a trip to Kenya. It was a long distance relationship within like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And I was like totally into her. And the problem for me is that the girl was like a definition of a narcissist. And for her, it was like a love bombing stage. Again, if you're like, you know, you can look up narcissism and stuff. There's like a lot of information about it, but yeah, and I kind of like totally missed it, you know, and so when you jump into it too quickly, you will get hurt. Well, first of all, you will get burned and then hurt like really badly.
Yeah, if you give it time, definitely, people don't pretend for so long. Yeah,
because next stage is like basically a ditching stage when she realizes that she or he, you know, that they don't, you know, get anything what they want.
Yeah.
But luckily, I met a really nice girl that kind of saved me.
Thank you.
But that's a different video.
Yeah, I'll link it. It's the previous one. So anyways, my second story, my second point is make sure, like, I learned that make sure someone loves you for you and not an illusion of you, what they want to change you to be. Just you for you. If you, and for me, it's always like I'd say it's my, it has not been like this always, but it's every time I think about it, I want to think, if you don't change a bit, if you don't increase weight, if you don't lose it, if you don't, let's say, cook, because if you don't do this, will I still love you? I don't want to have to fall in love with the idea of who you might be when you do this, when you lose this weight, when you get this job, when you get this hair, I want someone that loves me for me, and I learn to look for that.
Sure, it's a very good point. Yeah, absolutely. For me, my kind of very similar kind of point, well, from the male perspective, obviously, a guy or I needed to make sure that she loves me for who you are, for who I am, and not for something you have.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, well, I guess trivial, not trivial, but the most kind of overused example would be money. Girls go for money, or status, or let's say if you have a certain position at work, and then she wants you, she kind of gets with you so that she can get a better job, a promotion, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or with my ex, she wanted to date a white guy. It was, I don't know if it was her goal or anything, but. That sounds stupid, but that's what she went for.
Yeah.
And obviously, if if one of the goals is that's fine. But there should be something that she loves me for who I am.
Yeah.
Kind of the same for women, by the way.
Yeah.
Not the guy that liking your boobs or your butt. But someone that actually loves you for something else.
Yeah.
So it's a major point, definitely for guys, and I kind of it's hard. It's hard to catch the person. I mean, not catch, but to kind of see that they actually love you for who you are.
Yeah,
I guess time would be, the kind of a...
Yeah, they say time is your best friend.
Yeah.
I think and I also feel I don't know, but I think I think I said this in another video, but I think, I've never been a man, but I think if I were a man, I'd take time to tell someone what I have.
Yeah, my relationship, I jumped into it so quickly. Well, in that relationship, I was very desperate before, so I was kind of glad that, I found this girl, and she was because of the love bombing stage, for a narcissist, she was literally telling me what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But then I found someone that was very beautiful, and it saved me.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, what's your next point?
My third one would be, if a man has a fragile ego, then there is nothing you can do to keep it intact. Because I know girls, when we grow up, we are told, oh, men have an ego, this and this, or it's
an old school, basically.
Yeah, view. It's we train girls to massage men's ego. And I think I've found, if I'm in a space where I'm walking on eggshells, I fear if I say this, he's going to do this and do this.
A tough relationship.
Yeah, I just don't want to be in that situation. I want to be free, to be me, and I want to know that if I say something that's off, you can correct me, but not being able to. Always feeling afraid to express myself and stuff, and it goes all the way to just how you talk to me, how you do this, how you do this. And there is no amount of dimming your light as a woman that can massage an ego that is fragile.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can definitely relate to it from my previous relationship, especially at the end when I was literally walking on eggshells and I was afraid to say something.
Yeah.
Because she would be saying, oh, I hate when you make me repeat things.
Yeah.
It's just,
So everything is just a trigger to something that you don't even know of.
That's definitely a red flag, guys, if you have this kind of thing. As much as it's hard to break your existing relationship, but that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
So, is it you or is it me?
It's you.
Oh my goodness, you have good points. I already, lost track of mine.
No, you have good points.
For me, what I learned from my previous relationships, definitely from my last one, a big one, I learned what a narcissistic partner is. Now, before, I knew what narcissism or narcissist is, but I didn't know all the details.
Yeah.
I knew that it was kind of a bad quality, that trait.
Yeah.
But I've never met anyone that was a total narcissist. And my ex was actually, the one that had all the, traits. For instance, like gaslighting, reverse psychology, projecting. Let me just give like a quick example for people. Like, for instance, when someone is cheating on you and then they totally twist it and start, well, okay, you don't know that they're cheating, but they are cheating, and then they twist it and then they accuse you of cheating on them, even though you're not doing that.
And they repeat it over and over that you start believing,
and the thing is,
I
like,
have done something
that's
that suggests,
gaslighting. And also reverse psychology, kind of similar term. Also projecting, like when they accuse you of things that you didn't do, that they're doing. They might say like, oh, you're such a negative person, like my ex was saying. And because you love them so much at the time, and she repeats it or he repeats it so many times that you literally start believing it, and you start like finding, like for me, I was going through my previous interactions with her and I was like, okay, what did I say? And like in every relationship, you would find something when, you had some argument and like, well, maybe I was like too harsh on her. And you literally try to find something that doesn't exist. So that's projecting. Also love bombing. That's, the beginning
the first
of my...
phase,
Yeah, when they like really into you, they try to like literally lure you in. And it always follows the ditching phase. When they literally like block you, like ditch you, just isolate you as soon as they switch to the next victim. Also, in my case, fixation on her appearance, kind of like really, I understand that obviously women want to look pretty and everybody does makeup and stuff, but in her case she was just infatuated with her look, like those incessant selfies that she was making of herself. And for me, she would maybe like make one picture of me just for check mark, and the rest of them would be her. And selfishness, obviously that kind of goes without saying. So that's all signs of narcissism. Disregard to others. She would just say, oh, I don't care about men is just providers for me, and somehow it just didn't become all red flags for me. But yeah, if you are dating someone like this, and that's definitely the sign of narcissism. There's a lot of stuff on this on YouTube, so go research. That's what I learned kind of like a hard way from my relationship, from my previous relationship.
Oh, okay. Thank you for educating us.
Yeah,
my next point would be when someone cheats, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with what you wear and your weight and your anything. It just have everything to do with them. I know maybe women will relate to this, but then when I was not younger, but I'd say like there's a time someone broke up with me and they cheated on me. And I was looking at the girl because we were in uni, and I was seeing the girl that he went to, and I was comparing myself, and I was thinking, oh my God, it's because she has a bigger nyash, and it's because maybe
nyash is a bad word. Is it Swahili or?
I don't even know where nyash came from.
It's a slang word for
just
bad.
Tell us if you know. But anyway, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's because she has maybe a bigger, better nyash. Maybe it's because I am not this, I'm not. It has nothing to do with you. It is just everything to do with them and the choices they make and just their moral standpoint.
Usually if the guy kind of like wants to break up with you, I would assume he would try to find, ways to, to pick on you.
Yeah.
Can be anything from your nose ring to, to anything, like any physical appearance, a trait especially that you can't change.
Yeah.
So, that's a good point.
What's my next one?
My next one, in my case, that definitely, works. I mean, that didn't work. If you have your long distance relationship, if you are in one, make sure to move to the next stage as soon as possible. Now, the problem is that those long distance relationships, they're prone to like breaking up and also cheating on the other side, because it's very hard to like see what's going on. and you can't learn the person remotely as well as you can by just being next to them. And if you do, obviously ours started as long distance, but try to be with that person as soon as you can. I would say not immediately, don't jump into it, but a few months in, at least do like video calls, like regular ones. But then maybe try to travel. I know it's hard during this global pandemic, but still possible. And try to be with her, because the earlier you see those red flags,
the better for you.
So if you see red flags, obviously, maybe it's not the right relationship. But that's what I learned.
I'd say like reasonable time, something that is,
I would say,
workable for both of you. And
3 months maybe, kind of like, after 3 months you should probably start thinking about meeting in person.
You can if you're in a position to, but some people don't.
Well, it's hard.
It's hard, especially with the changing times, and maybe it also involves a lot of money. For some people, it's just, I think long distance are hard, but they are not. They are not impossible, if that makes sense. So just like what is reasonable for you, and also make sure you check in with the other person. Like just know where they stand. Like, what do they think about that long distance relationship? Like, okay, how soon can you settle down and be together? Because as you're saying, definitely it's not a reason for someone cheating. If like someone cheats on you and say the excuse is long distance, just walk.
There's so many of them. Like, I had several that I tried long distance and it rarely worked. So just don't make it last for years, because in that case, there's definitely something that
for years. No, you should keep moving.
Okay, so what's your next point?
I think it's my next point. I'd say it always gets better. Always, like, it always gets better. Like, sometimes I sit down and look back and I'm thinking, why was I crying about it? Like,
when you look back,
like, you're just thinking, like, and now you start seeing things for what they are, like what they were. Like, oh, I was treated so badly. Why was I even crying over that person? And maybe, if you're going through a tough, because I remember watching like some people and obviously like feeling encouraged, and I would want to do that for someone. If you're watching and maybe you're thinking, oh my God, I broke up with him. Something that I learned, and it's like, I think I saw it somewhere, never associate your ability to love to someone. Just saying, oh, because he hurt me, now I can't love again. You can love again. You can find someone that's way better, someone that deserves you, your time, your energy, and your commitment, I guess.
And like when you break up, when you're like at the lowest point, you feel like, oh, I can't, there's no way I will find someone else. But then you like, I don't know, depending on the, obviously, relationship you had, but a few months to a year, you would look back at this and you'd say, like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
I know.
So that's definitely a good point. So, well, let's see, what did I put on my list? In my case, don't let her physically attack you. It's especially true like in the West. I mean, I'm not gonna open the Pandora's box here, but basically, because there's a lot of attacks by men against women, police kind of like automatically assumes that if they are called up for a domestic dispute, that the guy kind of beat up a woman. Well, what happened in my case is that not my immediate ex, but the one before her, she was kind of like going physical on me. Basically, if she didn't like something, or she would just like throw things at me, or she would like try to like hit me, because I wouldn't be able to like hit her back. She knew that and she was using it. So, because I mean, sure, like if you do like a joking kind of like thing, if you just kind of like I mean, not hit someone but kind of slap someone, okay, that's one thing. But she would be literally like throwing phones at me. One time I like dodged, like luckily, and the phone, those old cordless phones, it literally hit the door and left like an impression in it. So I'm like looking at it afterwards, like if I didn't duck, it would literally hit my head and probably give me like a concussion and stuff. Also, my ex kind of like did a little bit of it, kind of like went physical. Just don't do it, because there's ways to like do it, like verbally, like argue verbally, but don't move it to the next phase. Don't do anything physical to each other. It's just kind of like bad. But anyway, I just learned if I have someone that kind of starts doing this kind of thing, to just kind of like, just walk away. Yeah, here you go. Like that. No, that's kind of like the playful stuff is okay. So, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm going for my last point, which is always trust your intuition.
Oh, yeah.
Like whatever you call it, just trust the inner, the general one, inner voice,
That's what I would call it.
Because I feel like most of the time you just see stuff. Like you can tell me, like all the red flags, you had seen them, but then you paint them, you just like questioning, what if I'm just like overreacting? What if I'm just like, it's just like you...
Yeah, your inner voice basically.
And the more you silence it, I feel like the more you silence it, the more it dims. Let me give you an example. My previous relationship, I at first felt like this guy was hiding something. I was feeling, oh my God, this is too good to be true. Like I said that when we went on the first date. I mean, he's too good to be true. And I'm not the type of people that pick on people. I just said, he sounds so good to be true. So we had met up with him and my friend. And I asked my friend, and she was like, no, just they are good people. Don't profile him. Maybe you're just like taking it from like your previous one. Maybe you're just like, it's trauma. I asked my sister, and my sister, like I asked my sister and her boyfriend, and they were like, he looks like they were like, he looks like a serious man. He's so nice. Just don't bring your trauma into this new thing. Sis, I'm telling you, like at the end of the 6th month, I was like, in short, I listened to what everybody else said and never listened to myself. So, and that's where I learned to just like, because people say energy don't lie, and your energy is not your sister's energy, and there's something that, if there's something inside that's just saying no, it's a no.
From my own kind of like agnostic perspective, I would say definitely your previous experiences would give you those red flags.
Yeah.
But quite often your love for the person kind of like outshines it.
Yeah.
It's very hard, it's easy to, like, a hindsight is 20/20, so it's very easy to like look back and say like, oh my God, what was I doing? But the more you burn, I guess, the more you learn. So it's hard, but I definitely hear your point. Like when I look at my previous relationships, I'm like, what was I thinking, So, but that brings to my last point of what I learned. And in my case, when I came to Kenya, I learned the meaning of the word slay queen. That's my ex.
You need to tell us who told you exactly how you learned the name.
This is so silly. Like a kind of quick story. Like when I was still into her, and our relationship was already rocky, but I was still into her. She's a Kenyan girl. I was still in US, didn't know much, and we were using WhatsApp, to exchange stories. And I think she went to pick up some package somewhere, and she took a boda ride. And boda is a motorcycle, kind of like a motorcycle ride. It kind of like works like a taxi, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of like an Uber, except you ride in the back of a motorcycle. Well, she had a package with her, and I messaged back saying like, "Oh, you're a tough chick, to be able to, ride a motorcycle with the package." I was basically playing with her, and she replied, "Hey, my type of girls are called slay queens in here." Okay, I had no idea what slay queens was. And I'm like, the first thing, like we all do, if you don't know what the word means, for me, I go to urbandictionary.com, which I did.
Yeah.
And she probably noticed that pause in the conversation, so I think she did as well. Now, I'm not sure if you want a link, but if you go and type,
I'm actually looking it up.
Slay Queen in Urban Dictionary, there's nothing good in the definition.
Yeah, and it actually brings me to something else. Like, people think like slay queen are just like beautiful girls that are just like making up, like they're into makeup and stuff. That's not actually the meaning of slay queen. And yeah, because I remember like one time my boss told me, we jokingly spoke in Kikuyu, and then he was like, "Oh, you know how to speak in Kikuyu?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? I know Kikuyu is my mother tongue." And he's like, "You look like a slay queen." I was like, "A slay queen? I wake up every day to come to work, and you call me a slay queen?" Because I think people don't actually know, so I'm going to read it out. So that the next time you call someone a slay queen, you actually know the meaning. It says a young and slay queen. It's young and naive girls who apparently do not date broke men. They spend hours on Snapchat and Instagram showing off things that they don't even own.
Yeah, to be honest with you, kind of like a definition of my ex. I wish I knew this before, but the crazy thing is that she told me herself. And when she did, she obviously probably went to, and did the same research, and then she started backpedaling, and she's like, no, I didn't know, I didn't mean it. She obviously did. Maybe she was like naive enough not to realize that's what people were calling her.
Or she probably didn't think you'll look it up.
I don't know. But anyway, she's the one that introduced me to this term, and that's how I learned it. So, yeah.
Good job on learning a new word. What else did you learn? Anyways, yeah, that's it for our list. And make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't. That helps me grow and also put out more videos. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Shironjuguna. There's so much stuff for you to see. And also, see you in the next video. Bye!